Center City Council meeting to order. Invocation by Pastor Zach Crowley, Taylorville Christian Church.
God, we thank you for another day and for the chance for those of us who are adults, who work. Thank you for giving us jobs that have meaning and have purpose. Lord, we thank you for the young people who are here tonight. Thank you that we have such great young people in our community and the chance to honor and celebrate one of them tonight. Lord, we thank you for our law enforcement, and we are adding one of those tonight to our community as well, and so we ask you to be with them and protect them while they're on duty. We ask you to be with the people who are in this room who will discuss different agendas tonight, and they make decisions. Lord, we ask that you give them wisdom to help them make decisions that honor you and continue to improve our community. It's in your Son's name that we pray. Amen. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Here.
Here. Present.
Here.
Here.
Jim Allen.
Here.
Mark Boda.
Here.
Earl Walters.
Here.
All aldermen are present. Use of the month. Tonight we are going to honor the quarterback of Taylorville High School football team. A lot of you think the head coach decides who's the starting quarterback, but let me tell you how it's really decided. It's decided in 3rd and 4th grade by 8 and 9-year-old girls. They usually pick the cutest and most athletic boy and someone that the other boys think is cool. That's how you become starting quarterback. To be the starting quarterback, you have to have many qualities: confidence, maybe a little arrogance, leadership, a good arm, and great at math, so you can remember your own statistics. Also, you must be good with the girls. Tonight, I would like to welcome back former quarterbacks of Taylorville High School who are in attendance tonight. So if you would please stand as I announce your name. Bruce Olson, 1960. Bob Fleming, 1969. Mike Brotherton, 1978. Marlon Broom, 1980. Kent Bragg, 1981-82. Jeb Odom, 1993-94-95. Kurt Zeitler, 1999. Blake Hines, 2015. I might add that Blake is the only quarterback to quarterback Taylorville to an undefeated regular season in the history of Taylorville High School. Undefeated. Oh, one other quarterback, 1975, Bruce. I've had fun doing this. I've got a list of the last quarterbacks for the last 63 years. And I might read a few of these names that aren't here. They're either moved away or for some reason aren't here tonight. Bob Fresina, 1956, well-known Taylorville person. Gary Moss, labor attorney out in Las Vegas for Steve Wynn. Dave Hicksonball, who was a drum major also during his quarterbacking season. John Corzine, former governor of New Jersey, also senator. Al Vitale, the first all-state quarterback to ever quarterback Taylorville. Greg Hubbard, was voted tied for first, the best left-handed quarterback Taylorville's ever had. Then there was Bill Gainey, Bill Berry, my brother. We're the only two brothers that have ever played quarterback for Taylorville in the last 63 years. Ray Barra, Don Koffel. He was the quarterback in 1974. he was good with the last quality, good with the girls. He dated the homecoming queen and prom queen the same year. Bob Miller, the principal's son. Kirk House. Brad Davis, owner of McDonald's. Eric Wolf, the coach. Chad Norrell, quarterback 85 and 86. I talked with him in Arkansas. He wishes everyone well. Patrick Wake is fighting the storms in the Carolinas. Aaron Lane does not make it tonight. Aaron Lane's here? Okay.
So that work hard.
Aaron Lane. Aaron Lane, quarterback 1988. Let's give it Michael Bruce, Ronnie Noblet, Doug Kamadi, Ryan Pran, Doug Hughes, and I thought Doug Hughes would be here tonight, but he's not here. Gavin Sienkiewicz, Ryan Beeler. He was the quarterback of the playoff team that got beat by, I believe, Belleville Altoff or at Belleville Altoff. Remember that, Jeb, right? Yep. Shane Coy, Kyle Alberson, Alex Simplecamp, Bo McDonald. Talked with him a couple times. He's in Texas at the moment. Could not make it. Seth Trulock, Tanner Champley, Parker Stokes, and now we come. Tonight we are here to honor one of the top 3 quarterbacks to ever play at Taylorville High School. This year, in his first 4 games, he has passed for over 1,800 yards. The team is currently 4-0. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce Brandon Odom. What most people have said was if we had the receivers that Brandon has, we could throw for that many. Let me read this. Whereas to really excel in any one sport, a young person must demonstrate, in addition to a great deal of natural ability, an outstanding spirit of dedication, enthusiasm, and hard work. And whereas Brandon Odom was named the Chicago Bears Week 2 IHSA Player of the Week for 559 passing yards in a single game on August 31st, 2018 against Effingham High School. Now, therefore, I, Bruce Berry, Mayor of the City of Taylorville, do hereby proclaim September 17, 2018 as Brandon Odom Day. There's cake and ice cream in my coffin for everyone that's going there now. Thank you very much. Oh, Brandon. All the quarterbacks will come here for a picture for the Breeze Courier.
Thanks for coming. Thank you. Congratulations. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. That's good, Jeff.
I go up there and on.
How we doing?
All right, I'm probably gonna have 2 rows, I think, just because you guys are
Younger guys or what?
They have thrown over here. Yeah, if you guys want to sit in the chairs or whatever, couple of you. Or easy there.
Bob?
now we get the next one.
Next wave.
Thank you. About the only one I didn't talk to was Corey Zion. Yeah, I didn't get another. I sent out a letter. All right. Swearing in of Police Officer Kirsten Bollinger.
First of all, I would like to introduce everybody to one of our newest officer, Ms. Kirsten Bollinger. Kirsten comes to us from Springfield. There's a little bit of history there because her father, Chris, sitting here in the sport jacket, is retired Springfield Police Department. And also, what sheriff's office? Menard County. But when I was first assigned to a narcotics unit, they sent me to Springfield, and lo and behold, Mr. Bollinger was in the same task force. So if you grew dope within a 3-county area of Springfield, he would catch you. He was very good, and he taught me a lot of things in our short time that we were there together before he got moved on. So anyhow, Ms. Bollinger comes naturally in her family, because also her uncle, Chris's brother, was also in the Springfield Police Department. So it's been in the family and it's been here. Kirsten recently graduated from the Police Training Institute in Champaign, where she spent nearly 3.5 months, all kinds of training, a lot of firearms, control tactics, legal updates, criminal law, and she successfully passed her academy. One thing that's in here behind this, your state certificate, is also your letter that was addressed to me, indicating that you passed the state certificate. So, Ms. Bollinger is very eager to become a member of the agency and get involved, and also with the community. She's already getting involved, and we're talking about different programs that we have. She even called on things that she was learning in the academy to see if we had that, if we were doing that, and then down the road she would be interested in getting involved. One thing about Kirsten is about 1.5 years ago, maybe probably closer to 1.5 years ago, we were in the same spot right here, and she just didn't quite squeak it out to get hired. Somebody clipped her. Thinking I should do what I should do, I followed her out to the hall and I told her, consoled her, said, "Hey, don't worry about it. There's always next time." And she was a little upset, but she said, "Don't worry." She said, "I'll be back. I'm coming back." And she came back. She went through the testing process. She finished first. She blew everybody else away, and she's here today. So I would like to congratulate Kirsten on your hard work and dedication. We're glad to have you part of the family of the police department. This is your certificate. We're going to have Julie, the legal clerk, give you the oath of office. And upon doing that, I believe you've elected your father to have the badge on you.
Would you like to hold the Bible for her?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of police officer according to the best of your ability?
and she conveyed to me in private, but I will share it to you, that OC spray was her favorite day, and she doesn't know why you guys complained about it.
There's cake and ice cream for you guys too, if there's any left.
All they needed was a spoon around.
Thank you for this.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.
Omnibus vote designation.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Dorsones, second by Alderman Jones. Roll call.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bernie
Yes.
Dorchenez, Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0. Minutes of the public hearing held September 4th, 2018. Minutes of the regular meeting held September 4th, 2018. Minutes of the Personnel Committee meeting held September 6th, 2018. Minutes of the Emergency Services Committee meeting held September 6th, 2018. Minutes of the Water Environmental Committee meeting held September 13th, 2018. And minutes of the Lake and Airport Committee meeting held September 13th, 2018. Motion to approve all these.
So moved, Your Honor.
Motion by Alderman Walters.
Second.
Second by Alderman Olive. Roll call.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bill Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Motion carries 8-0. Ordinance. An ordinance designating and approving the Taylorville Business Development District 1 and imposing a retailer's occupation tax, a service occupation tax, and a hotel operator's occupation tax in the Taylorville Business Development District Number 1.
So moved, Your Honor.
Motion by Alderman Bud, second by Alderman Walters. Questions or comments?
One comment. This is an excellent day for the city. This will help us with future development and revitalizing the downtown area. Hopefully the mayor will set up a committee and we can be able to go over the guidelines for this fund. But this will also allow us to do some infrastructure out in the north end. And possibly, this is just my feelings, that maybe we can get some sewer lines headed down toward RP Lumber, Big R, and be able to get some of that developed down that way on down. I mean, this is an excellent day.
Roll call.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
No.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Boda.
No.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Motion carries 6-2.
Mayor
Mayor
Perry.
votes yes. Motion carries 7-2. Motion to direct the city attorney to amend the city code provisions concerning solar energy farms and solar energy facilities to include owners and developers as lessees for the subject property for a special use permit, and to set a public hearing before the planning commission and city council for Monday, October 15th, 2018 at 6:30.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Jones, second by Alderman Walters. Questions or comments?
Comment, Your Honor.
Comment?
Yes, I've already given you, I think by email, a copy of the proposed ordinance that I've prepared. I talked with the attorney who is representing the proposed solar farm that wants to develop here and become annexed in. Explain to him the annexation process, that you folks cannot guarantee that a special use permit would be granted through an annexation agreement. He understands that, and I think that this ordinance is to allow lessees, the developer being a lessee of the property rather than the owner of the property, which is what's going to happen in this particular case. So that's kind of clearing that up. So, but you have to have a public hearing because it does involve a change in your zoning code. So that's why we're having a public hearing on October 15th. So, any questions about what I've drafted thus far? Okay. That's it.
Roll call.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Boda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0. Motion to direct the city attorney to prepare an ordinance to amend the ambulance billing agreement with the city of Charleston.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Dorchenez, second by Alderman Voda. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Martin Boda?
Yes.
Earl Walters?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Sean Burdell?
Yes.
Bernie
Yes.
Dorchenez? Bruce Jones?
Yes.
Lee Landzadi?
Yes. Motion carries 8-0. Motion to change the date of the Street and Sewer Public Facilities Committee meeting to Monday, September 24th, 2018.
I'll make that
Motion by
motion with a
Alderman
comment.
Walters.
Second.
Second by Alderman Olive. Comment, Alderman Walters.
I wanted to thank my fellow aldermen and council members and also the city staff for being so forgiving with my absence with my wife's recent surgery and also the things that are going on in the family right now, as well as the cross-country events that I'm participating in. So I do appreciate and want to thank everyone for allowing me to do this.
Thank you. Roll call.
Martin Boda?
Yes.
Earl Walters?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Sean Burdell?
Yes.
Bernie
Yes.
Dorchenez? Bruce Jones?
Yes.
Lee Landzadi?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Motion carries 8-0. City attorney update.
Gentlemen, there's two matters by way of. No problem.
Thank you.
Okay. Talk to you
Get the
now.
last piece of cake, Steve.
Two subject matters, gentlemen. The first of which is the Wells versus Taylorville lawsuit. I've given you a copy of stipulation order dismissal. That suit has now been dismissed with prejudice. We had anticipated, and of course you all know the global release and settlement agreement has been executed by all parties. We had planned on the closing of the transactions to take place tomorrow at 11 o'clock. But I received a phone call late this afternoon that I had anticipated a Chicago title was going to authorize Sterling Title to issue a title commitment, title policy for these transactions, but they informed me that they would not allow it. So at the last moment, I did contact Advanced Title, and Mr. Robinson, Jeff Robinson, was very gracious to get the work done. We're going to close it on Wednesday at 11 o'clock. So on Wednesday, you will have transferred that one tract, receive your $30,000, and then in turn, Mr. Wells is going to convey that disputed area back to the city. We'll be getting title policies on that, so it'll be finally concluded. The other matter is on Memorial Hospital, the special use permit. I've shared with you a detailed legal memorandum that I gave everybody what I felt was what your code requirements are for telecommunications antennas. Good conversations with Joseph Martin, good conversations with the hospital. The last word is that he sent to me a word. I'm going to tweak it a little bit, and I'll get back before you. And then we have to have the two public hearings. And I explained to him that probably because of the 15-day windows that you have to do, minimum 15 days, that the first public hearing probably can't take place till October 15th and the next one on November 5. But I did invite him that if they had any kind of urgency with their contractor to get it to seek approval before then, he could contact the mayor, and I think the mayor would be probably willing to call a special meeting to accommodate that. I don't know if you've got a phone call from him or anybody at the hospital, so you haven't heard, I'm assuming we're going to go forward on the 15th of October, November 5. After I tweak that legal memorandum, I will get it all to you folks and so you know what we're doing. Okay? Yes, sir.
We have to have the planning and zoning commission hearing.
Yes.
You
You've been
said
saying that.
the two public hearings.
Yeah, because, and this is, and I explained to him, and I think I put it in my memorandum, that particular ordinance that we adopted some years ago requires the first public hearing. You've only decided you're not going to charge them anymore for the public hearing cost. It goes to the planning commission, then the planning commission has to make written findings of fact in writing, which I'm going to anticipate they're going to just adopt what we're going to put in this memorandum. Then they submit it to you, and because the requests that they're making are non-minor changes, the ordinance requires a second public hearing, because what the purpose of it was, planning commission makes a recommendation, findings of fact, then you allow the public to come in based upon those findings of fact, based upon the request to have a second go at it, and that's why the ordinance requires.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. Question or just?
No.
With that, that's that's it. We've got some other things to talk about later on in the meeting that I passed out some stuff.
Thank you. Mayoral update. I'd like to thank the Missions for Taylorville and the many volunteers that spent Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon helping beautify our city. I would like to thank the Salvage Dogs along with my cleanup committee for ridding a veteran's home of cockroaches and bed bugs. Groundbreaking ceremony for the HSHS building will be next Tuesday, September 25th, I believe at noon, but I will double check on the time and let all the aldermen know. Tonight, we passed the Business Development District Act. This money will be used to install new infrastructure on the northwest side. It will also be used to repair or replace existing infrastructure and hopefully will be used to revitalize our downtown area. I spoke with Steak and Shake today, and the engineer has the site plan in hand, and hopefully they will break ground in a couple weeks. We continue to tear down properties with a couple more due to come down in October and possibly a couple more in November. So I still ask for people to come to check your wards and see what we can do to help. It seems to be working. This week, I will be attending the Illinois Municipal League Conference in Chicago, along with Alderman Bertle and City Attorney Romano. We will meet with the solar energy company on Thursday night, and I will meet with someone to discuss the efficiency in which the city operates. That's all the meetings I've planned for that day. We will go to dinner with Reggie Benton and Benton and Associates on Friday evening. I wish more aldermen would attend that municipal league. I think it's very informative. So next year, if you would try to consider doing that. Thank you. Committee reports. Discussions and or motions to approve, adopt, and or deny, and or table, and or amend, and or refer to an appropriate committee in whole or in part the matters regarding the following subject matters discussed at the committee level. Personnel, Alderman Voda.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm going to read the motion right off of the Personnel Committee minutes. Read it into public record. Motion by Alderman Bertle and seconded by Alderman Dorchenez to recommend to the City Council to allow Superintendent Dave Spiegel to bid and or advertise in Office Level 1 in the Water Office Department pending the review of the audit and available funds in the City Water Fund. I'll place that in the form of a motion with a comment.
Second. Motion by Alderman Voda, second by Alderman Bertle. Comment, Alderman.
Yes, Your Honor. Just curious if we heard we're going to have that audit received.
Tomorrow morning, or tomorrow afternoon, we're meeting with Iris, I believe at 1:30.
Okay, thank you.
Correct?
1:30, 2:30.
1:30.
1:30? Okay. And then she's to give us an overlay of this. And what my hope is at the first meeting in October that she can come and discuss that with the City Council. But we're going tomorrow to find out where we sit.
Thank you.
Alderman Bertle?
Yeah. The motion was supposed to review the water section of the audit, not the entire audit. That was discussed in detail.
I can amend it to where it's the water fund.
It does say water fund.
No, it said review of the audit.
And available funds in the City Water
It
Fund.
doesn't have anything to do with the audit. There's always available funds there. There's available funds right now.
Mr. Attorney?
I didn't want to get bogged down with the entire audit, because if we have a problem within the audit anywhere,
I think he's reading the motion that came out of the committee, and that's the one that you need to vote on. And if you were, did you read it word for word?
I read it right off the minutes.
Okay, then that would be the motion that you have to take as well.
so we got two different motions. He's reading the one that's on the committee, and it's different on the council.
The council agenda is a shortened version what comes out of the official minutes that have been approved.
All I know is I asked specifically for the water portion on Alderman Bud shaking his head in agreement. I asked specifically for that to be the water section of the audit. You nodded your head. When I said it out loud, you said okay.
Okay,
So
that's right there it says available funds in the City Water Fund. Does it not say City Water Fund?
That's not the water portion of the audit though, Mr. Gordon.
Review the audit and the available funds in the City Water Fund. That's only the audit of the City Water Funds.
Roll call.
Earl Walters,
Pass.
Can't pass.
I can pass anytime I wish at a regular scheduled council meeting.
Mr. Attorney, can you pass?
City Attorney.
I think that's right.
You know it right, it is.
Pass
I think he found that,
Right.
after I said the
Yeah,
last
you
time.
can pass.
He found the rule.
Let's turn the clock back then. I tried to pass when Frank
Absolutely.
Baython was the mayor, and they did. Let's take this re-vote on that.
Well, I would refer you to Alderman Walter, because he had the.
I dreamed
he
up
had-
that pass
he had
in the first
he had
place. I never
first-
heard of it.
He had the wording.
Yeah, he's
Robert
encroaching
Rules of
on
Order.
my,
The
he's
city
encroaching
pass.
on my pass.
Is that correct, Mr.
So
Alderman?
Alderman Walters passes, go ahead.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Boda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0. Water and Environmental, Alderman Bertle.
First motion that came out of that committee meeting was, motion to authorize and direct the mayor to sign pay request number 14 from Potter Construction in the amount of $1,043,100 for the work on a new water treatment plant, and forward the request to IEPA low interest loan program for disbursements, and approved payment of same pending receipt of disbursement from the IEPA. This condition upon receipt of signed mechanic lien waiver in this amount and recommendation by the project engineer and satisfactory. I'll make that motion.
Motion by Alderman Bertle,
Second.
second by Alderman Bud. Roll call.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Boda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
Next motion was to recommend the city council to pay Benton Associates an amount of $55,177.03 for the work performed related to construction of a new water treatment plant from July 22nd, 2018 through September the 1st, 2018. I'll make that motion.
Motion by Alderman Bertle.
Second.
Second by Alderman Dorchenez. Roll call.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Boda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
Next motion was to recommend the city council to pay Park Beach an amount of $3,830 for the work performed related to construction of a new water treatment plant from July 28th, 2018 through August 30th of 2018. I'll make that motion.
Motion by Alderman Bertle. Second by Alderman Olive. Roll call.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Boda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
Next motion was to recommend the city council to pay Dickinson and Hussman in the amount of $6,385.80 for work performed related to the construction of a new water treatment plant from June the 1st of 2018 through August 31st of 2018. I'll make that motion.
Motion by Alderman Bertle. Second by Alderman Olive. Roll call.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Boda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Motion carries 8-0.
Next motion, I would ask that Alderman Landzadi and Alderman Jones amend their motion to reflect the motion that the city attorney passed out prior to the council meeting tonight. We found an error in the ordinance that we cited.
May I comment on that, Alderman Bertle?
Yes, go ahead.
When I looked over your minutes, gentlemen, you made reference to section 1-10-3. You also have the same kind of language talking about free water in section 8-4-9A2J. And both of those sections reflect that you can give free water as an economic incentive to businesses that are actually located in the corporate limits of the city. And when I called Mr. Bertle and found out that the particular Clearwater Organic Farms is while it is a water customer of the city, is not physically located in the city. So those two sections would not apply. The first part of the motion, though, is to change the cubic foot feet to gallons, and on a monthly basis as opposed to 2 months, if you still choose to do that for businesses that are in town from time to time. When I then looked at the other ordinance that you've got is in section 8-4-9A2H. It does allow you, if assuming it passes a majority vote here with the mayor voting, that you can provide special water rates or free water service to enhance, induce, or encourage economic or business preservation, blah, 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 or growth for the city. That's what I put in the motion. I also, Mr. Berger brought up a good point, to talk to Mr. Spiegel, check the enterprise zone ordinance. And I have looked at the ordinance today, and there's been, and the 5 most recent amendments to it. Back, and I think that what's significant I found, back in November 3rd, 2014, we amended the Taylorville Christian County Enterprise Zone Intergovernmental Cooperation Agreement. If you remember that particular enterprise zone, we, in companion with the county, there were the mayor and the county board chairman are the enterprise zone managers, and then you appoint an enterprise zone administrator who determines whether or not a particular business in the zone qualifies or is eligible for incentives. But we came back in November of 14, and this language was added, which helps us here, that this intergovernmental cooperation agreement shall not prohibit the city from extending additional or different economic incentives, rebates, or reimbursements for residents and for business enterprises in the enterprise zone or throughout the city, which this particular business, I think, is the old waste management site, right? So this is in the zone. By separate ordinance or agreement concerning matters to include but not limited to, that goes on a number of things, including water service. So that's why I've got the motion drafted the way it is. When you're directing me to prepare an ordinance to change those 2 sections, to clean up the cubic feet to gallons, 5 months, every month, every 2 months to 1 month, and then have an ordinance, a simple ordinance form that adopts this language, granting this economic incentive to Clearwater Organic Farms, that I would envision them they would sign off on. Because as the contingency to getting this free water, 75,000 gallons per month, they have to maintain during that 2-year period 15 full-time employees, each of which works at least 37 hours a week. That's the same kind of language you have with city businesses. That's why I'm suggesting to keep it uniform and not subject to legal challenge, that you have those same contingencies in that motion. That's why it's worded this way. If there's any questions about that? And I would suggest that someone.
You want me to read this motion out loud?
Anyone's got a copy of it.
Motion is to direct the city attorney to prepare an ordinance that amends section 1-10-3, 8-4-9, A.2.J to change free water from not to exceed 15,000 cubic feet to not to exceed 75,000 gallons per month for a period of 2 years. And in order to enhance, induce, and encourage economic and business preservation, employment, development, and growth within the city, and pursuant to section 8-4-9, A.2.H, to grant Clearwater Organic Farms, a current city water customer located outside the city's corporate limits, free water not to exceed 75,000 gallons per month for a period of 2 years, subject to and provided that Clearwater Organic Farm employs and maintains at least 15 full-time employees who each work not less than 37 hours per week during all times during such 2-year period. And failing that contingency at any time, such free water shall thereby immediately cease. I'll make that form of motion, just the way I read it.
Motion by Alderman Bertle. Second by Alderman Bud. Roll call.
Leland Roddy.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Boda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Tom Riddle.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yeah.
Motion carries 8-0.
Did the mayor vote?
Mayor
Mayor
Barry.
votes yes. Motion carries 9-0.
The next motion was to recommend the city council to renew the Pro annual cathodic protection agreement from water towers at a cost not to exceed $2,625.
Motion by Alderman Bertle. Second by Alderman Dorchenez. Roll call.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Martin Boda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
John Bertle.
Yes.
Bernie
Yes.
Dorchenez. Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Leland Roddy.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
The last motion was to recommend to the city council to allow water office manager Hamilton to offer landlords the option to stay on the current agreement, but be held responsible for any bills if tenants do not switch the water out of their name, or to choose to have the water shut off when a tenant moves out, and the landlord will call to have it put back in their name and state when they would like to have it turned off, both options, waive the customer service fee. Make that form of motion.
Motion by Alderman Bertle, second by Alderman Olive. Roll call.
Martin Boda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bernie
Yes.
Dorchenez. Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim
Yes.
Olive.
Motion carries 8-0.
This is all mine.
Okay. Lake and Airport, Alderman Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion to recommend to the city council to allow Lake Superintendent Jackson to enter into a commercial fish removal contract with the Illinois Department of Natural Resources from December 1st, 2018 through February 29th, 2019. Once the city has all the proper paperwork at a rate of 3 cents per pound, that is taken out of the lake. Make a motion for that.
Motion by Alderman Gonzalez, second.
Second.
Alderman Bertle. Roll call.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bernie
Yes.
Dorchenez. Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim
Yes.
Olive. Martin Boda.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
Motion to recommend to the city council to allow waterfowl hunting, turkey hunting, deer hunting, bow only, and youth hunting, deer only with shotgun on Lake Taylorville for the 2018 and 19 season, October, and that's a misrepresentation there, October 6th. Should be 8th, 6th to 8th is, in 2018 with the same rules as last year, contingent upon necessary documents and those have been filed.
Second.
Make a motion for that.
Motion by Alderman Gonzalez, second by Alderman Jones. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to recommend to the city council to direct the city attorney to prepare an ordinance to sell a 2000 Kawasaki Mule and make that in the form of a motion.
Motion by Alderman Gonzalez, second by Alderman Boda.
Comment?
Comment?
In reading the minutes, should we include a minimum price of $300 since someone's already offered that?
Yes.
Okay.
Question. Are we gonna advertise in the paper that we have this?
I'm not sure, they're out at his place of employment out there. They're gonna be right out there so people can look at them.
We're gonna advertise for bids in the paper.
But the minimum price of $300 since you've already had someone interested in it.
Right. And there is a guy already,
is.
there is a guy already inquired to buy. Got a form of a motion?
Motion's already made.
Okay.
I mean, as amended.
As amended.
Okay. Second to the amended motion. Second by Alderman Boda. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to recommend to the city council to direct CMT to apply for the Consolidated Appropriations Act grant. Make that a form of a motion.
Motion by Alderman Gonzalez, second by
Second.
Alderman Olive. Roll call.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bernie
Yes.
Dorchenez. Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim
Yes.
Olive. Martin Boda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
Motion to recommend to the city council to direct CMT to perform the taxi alternatives analysis study and direct the mayor to sign a contract with CMT at a cost not to exceed $1,750, which is 5% of the total cost of the analysis study. Make that a form of a motion.
Motion by Alderman Gonzalez, second by Alderman Boda. Roll call.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Lee Landzadi.
Yes.
Jim
Yes.
Olive. Martin Boda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
Motion to recommend to the city council to accept the changes to the Taylorville Municipal Airport hangar lease as reviewed. Make that a form of a motion.
Motion by Alderman Gonzalez, second by Alderman Dorchenez. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
That's my last one, sir.
That's your last one?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Yes, that's fine.
Motion to approve and or ratify payment of bills. Alderman Bud.
The bills are $1,255,165.31. Make that form motion to sign.
Motion by Alderman Bud, second by Alderman Bertle. Comment, Alderman Bud.
Electric, $16,642.34. Fuel, $24,114.86. Garbage, $3,188.63. Big R, Ron's and Ace, $1,751.90. Napa and O'Reilly's, $3,721.11. Computer Techs, $3,949.99. U.S. Bank, $3,555.19. Don and Jackie Broadus for real estate tax reimbursement. This is year 19 of 20, $1,232.41. Illinois Department of Revenue for gas sales tax, $2,099. IMCO for pipe and supplies, $1,838.45. L&M Glass, $1,763. Larry Service Center, $2,936.62. Brush Truck Centers, $2,126. Jackson Lewis, Labor Attorney, $1,694.50. Meyer Austin Romano, $7,155. United Capital Funding, $2,797.04. United States Post Office, $1,000. Police Department, State Police Academy Canine Training, $1,809.84. Howell Munitions for Ammo, $9,181.75. Fire Department, DNR Marine, $1,419.21. Max Fire and Safety for Engine 1 repairs and supplies, $2,415.14. Street Department, Lewis Marsh, $5,032.50. Bill Tillis, $1,897.30. Sewer Department, Siemens Concrete Products, $1,785. Van Vetter Engineering, $2,522.70. Water Department, Blocker Construction, $984,150. Benton and Associates, $55,177.03. Clark Dietz, $3,830. Dickinson Hussman, $6,395.80. Chemicals, $18,862.76. Midwest Meter for meters and supplies, $23,555.83. Paint and Limestone, $6,569.75. Airport, Aero Energy for fuel, $30,747.22, and lease total of $1,236,917.87.
Roll call.
Ernie Dorchenez.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Leland Buddy.
Yes.
Jim Mullins.
Yes.
Martin Boda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0. First subparagraph G of 5 ILCS 120/2.06. This portion of the city council meeting is reserved for any person wishing to address the council on any relevant subject matters concerning the city. The Illinois Opens Meeting Act 5 ILCS 120/1 at C mandates no action shall be taken on subject matters not listed on the agenda, but the council may direct staff to address the topic or refer the subject matter to a future council and or committee meeting. If anyone wishes to address the council, please provide your name and address, limit your comments or presentation to 3 minutes, and avoid repetitious comments. Anyone in the audience like to speak?
No comment.
Alderman
Thank you. You can go first, go ahead.
No,
Tomorrow's the first day to pick up petitions for the upcoming election. Just want the media to know that I will not be running this term. This will be my last term, so just officially wanted that out on the table that I will not be running. Good, thank you.
Alderman Bud?
if you got something, I think you're doing the same thing. I think you're gonna say the same thing.
Most of you know that my wife and I have been thinking about retirement. I look at this council, I look at all the gray hair and the comment that the young lady made out here, even though some of it is colored up here. But I would like to see some people that are young, some new ideas. I believe that you need history. And over the course of the last 2-3 years, some of that longevity on this council has come into play, and it's kept us from doing some things that we probably shouldn't have done. And so there's always a case for longevity and history. But I encourage some young people to come and show themselves in this upcoming election. My wife and I have already bought a home down in Missouri. We're going to be moving in March, so I won't be running again. Won't be picking up petitions or anything. And so I just encourage some new blood. I believe it would be good for Taylorville.
Ordinance finance will be Wednesday night instead of Thursday night.
So no, huh?
You reminded me.
Alderman Dorchenez.
I have a question for Mr. Romano. Mr. Romano, can I run for his spot too?
Oh, you gotta qualify for it. I don't know.
I mean, could I have both spots?
But he couldn't have a meeting with himself.
That's exactly right. He can't, well, he talks to himself all the
Oh,
time.
And one other comment, wouldn't it, you know, we do the omnibus vote to, so we don't have to read all the minutes. Wouldn't you think it'd be time to time, it'd be a good idea that sometime we do the omnibus vote if there's no debate on any of the motions?
Yes.
After May 6th, 2019, that will be no
Okay.
problem.
Well, we started earlier.
After May 6th,
Why don't we start-
2019. that will be
Motion
no
for
problem.
adjournment.
Somebody.
Motion by Alderman Bertle, second
Second.
by Alderman Dorchenez. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to adjourn. There should be